Hey everyone, it's Marianne Maldonado for Hit Kit Club. Today I'm going to be using the January 2023 kit along with the Pocket Life kit and the Embellishment kit. I'm also going to be using the Geo Wreath Cut File, which is absolutely beautiful pieced together. And this is the layout I'm going to be creating. Now the cut file is a little intricate, and I'm showing you the tool that I use to help me lift the papers up off of the sticky mat. You probably have something like that. It's definitely worth getting. So I find a punch that's going to work for me to punch out papers to back my cut file instead of cutting all of those squares on my silhouette, because I wanted to use a bunch of different colors. I didn't want to stick with one pattern. So I counted, I believe I needed 24. So I cut 9 different papers. Actually, I cut 10 and then I deleted one of the pink ones. It was too many. So I put that together. I figure out how wide it needs to be, and then I go back through and cut all of those punched cuts, down to the size that I need. And now I'm going to put them in order of the way I think that I'm going to like them placed around my wreath. So I've had to move it 2-3 times. It was always in my way. So I start by backing it, the first one, with some liquid glue. I use liquid glue the whole time, and I mess up along the way somehow, and they go out of order. And I think this is right here is where I mess up. But when you use wet glue, there's no forgiveness. So I had to just live with my mistake, but I don't think anyone would notice unless I told you. So I realize that the square is overlapping the other square, and I make a mistake here and put 2 down and have to cut it. Then I realize I can just go in the other direction, and then those squares will overlap what's already been placed down. And this is where I went out of order. So I assumed I could just start with the other one and go backwards, but nope, that's not how it worked. When I get done all of this, you'll see that there's a couple that are all a bunch of pinks all together, and I tried to fix it, but again, wet glue is not forgiving. So I just figure it out, and right there is where I realize, oh my goodness, there's a lot of pinks together. So I just get another block and fill it in, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to use this photo of my grandmother, but I didn't like it small like that, so I went and I cut a great big photo that would fit in the center of my wreath. And then I stick the wreath down on the photo and just trim off the little edges that you could see sticking out beyond the wreath. No big deal. Back it with foam tape. Again, if anyone wants to sponsor me for foam tape, I swear to God, I use so much. It is my most used product in my craft room. I just use it all the time. I go through it like it's water. I just can't keep enough of it. So I scored one of the little envelopes because I wanted to make a pocket. I intended on using the green side, but when I went to flip it, I absolutely loved the purple side. So my grandmother's favorite color, I believe, was purple. I got her that purple neck holder, the head holder thingy. She's wearing a purple sweater. I don't know if you can see, but she's got a crown on the top of her head that says 95. This was for her 95th birthday. Quite a few of us were there to celebrate, and she made it another month and passed a month after her 95th birthday. But she lived such a long, wonderful life. She was very happy. So my aunts were with us. We all were at this beautiful party, had some cake, got her presents, blankets, and everything because she was always cold. So anyway, I used the date stamp here, and I was going to tell you that when I use the date stamp, I cannot line it all up on my acrylic block in an order in a straight line. So I stamp piece by piece by piece. Like I'll do December, then I'll clean that off and I'll get 06 and I'll clean that off and etc. So I don't know if you can line it up nice and clean. I just can't. It would be crooked. So I tuck all that information into the really cute pocket, and then I go around and I add a bunch of embellishments. Now here on the right side, I added G Grammy because it's great Grammy to Roman, and we actually called her Gigi towards the end. After I had Roman, he called her Gigi. So I love it. I hope you do too. I hope you're inspired to use some of these cut files and taking a little trick and using some punches that you may have in your stash to back this one. So here are some close-ups. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you again next time. Thanks for stopping by.